Hello and welcome back again to the Code Maven channel and to this series about the Kantoniko website that is for Ladino that you are seeing on the screen. This is the website. And I would like to show first a couple of things, how I use this website and how you can also use the website. So right now on the front page, there is the dictionary part, which also has several parts. And this is the first thing that I would like to show. So you might know, and if you don't know, then you're welcome to, I'll link to this page as well, the Ladino Comunità, which is a group of people who are sending email messages in Ladino. Very nice. I would really recommend if you don't know it yet. So I'm on this mailing list. I receive the emails and I'm trying to read them, and I don't always understand the messages. So one of the messages here in the archive now, as you can see, was this a message from Albert Israel. And let's say I try to read this. So what can I do? I can, of course, read this. I can also copy the text and paste it in this window of the dictionary. And what happens that it will try to translate each word separately. So just to make it clear, this is not a dictionary that will try to translate sentences. It doesn't understand anything, any connection between the words. It only understands single words, but at the same time, it can translate several words and show you in various languages. So I pasted it here, and you can see that there are words. So it recognized the word akel, and you can see that this column, okay, so this column, Biervo, it's word in Latin, in Ladino, it's the original word that was found here. The next column now is the Ladino version of that word if it was found. So obviously, if this word was found, then you will see the same word or lowercase version of that word. And then you can see the English version of the word. The Hebrew version, this word doesn't have a Hebrew version in the dictionary, so that's missing. The Castellano or the modern Spanish version of the word. Okay, so that's what you can see. And the next line is, and this is in greenish color, that might help. And the next line, which is sort of a reddish color, says the word tiempo with 3 dots. So this is because the program didn't separate the dots from the word, and so it thinks that the whole thing. So this is basically a bug in the program. We can assume, but in order to help the program, I can remove the 3 dots. Okay, and now it says that it recognizes the word tiempo, okay, which means various translations in English, no Hebrew translation in the dictionary, various translations in modern Spanish. And then you can go on and see the number 7, of course, again, with the dots. I guess that even without the dots, it won't recognize because, well, numbers. Naaman, I think that's a name, so that's also, but they are basically translated most of the words. Tel Aviv in separate, no, it's the name of the city. Estava, it's a conjugation of a word, and this is missing from the dictionary. And you can see that some are missing, some are there with translations. Obviously, as with every word, there might be mistakes, or there are mistakes, let's be clear. And we'll talk exactly about that, how to tell me or other people about the mistakes and how to correct those mistakes later on. But first, let's see how can we use it. So you can see that I just pasted in, and then it automatically translated word by word, each one, and then you can try to, with this help, you can already understand probably much better the sentences. And now this is translated to 3 languages, English, Hebrew, and Spanish. But actually, in the dictionary, there are more. So if you go at the top, there is this button called config, and in Ladino. So I'll try to put all the website to have it in Ladino. Obviously, there might be issues with it. So I clicked on this config button, and it shows me a list of languages with checkboxes, and then you can see that these 3 languages are checked. But I can also check Turkish and French and Portuguese. So these are the 6 languages that we have in the dictionary besides Ladino. I click on save, and now immediately it shows me all the 6 languages, and the translations to these languages. So you can see Portuguese, most of the words, or all, I think almost every word that's in the dictionary has an English translation. Most of them also have Spanish translation, modern Spanish translation. A lot of them have Turkish. Some of them are mistaken because I copied things and incorrectly. Hebrew, almost none of them have right now Hebrew, because this wasn't in the original dictionary that I started with. Portuguese have a lot, but way less than the others. So French and Portuguese have, I don't know percentage-wise. Actually, we can look it up. I think we have the statistics about that. So let's see, click on the statistics. Maybe there we have. So we see how many words we have in Ladino, how many we have in English. And the reason there are more English words is because some Ladino words have more than one translation to English. And then you can see how many French, how many Spanish, how many Turkish, and how many Portuguese. So you can see that Hebrew is the smallest, and then Portuguese is the next, and then French, and here the others. So this is basically how I use it for reading. And how do I use it for writing? So I can start just typing in, cleaned up everything, removed everything, and I can start typing in text. So I prefer not to write in some other language and translate it, but I prefer usually to write in, speak in Ladino and write in Ladino, and then look up the things that I don't know. There are a lot of things that I don't know, but I look up the few things that I need when I try to speak. So let's say I try to write some words, and I type in casa, which means house, just very similar to the modern Spanish, just different spelling. So you can see it has the translation. Grande, okay, it's also there. But what if you don't have a word, that you don't know a word? So what happens if you so let's say with the same word casa. So let's say you don't know this word in Ladino, but you know in Spanish. So you type in the Spanish version, and then what happens is very interesting, and I hope that it's useful for many people, is that it recognizes that it's read now. It means that it doesn't recognize the word as a Ladino word, okay, but it found it in the dictionary of as a modern Spanish word. And then it took the modern Spanish, translated back to Ladino, and then took the translations from there. So basically, even though I typed in one of the other languages, it recognized that it's in the other language and found the right things to show you. Now, obviously, this quite likely it has many issues, but let's say house. Okay, so house, same thing. Okay, it found it. Okay, what if I type in EV, or what, I don't know how to say it, ev in Turkish, I guess, and then it found it also. So if you don't know one of the words in Ladino, but you know it in some of the other languages, then you can also type it here, and you will hopefully, if the dictionary has that word, you will get the translation correctly. Now, what if you have a word that, actually, I think the word Kantoniko, which means the corner or small corner, okay? So basically, Kantoniko.com is the corner of Ladino in the internet. That's sort of the idea. And in that word is not in the dictionary, and I think I'll leave it that way for a while so I can demonstrate it easily. What happens if there is no such word? So this is a Ladino word, and actually I made a typo here. It's still there. It's still not there, even if I write it correctly. And that's it. So in that case, you just see it's red. You don't see any translation because it couldn't find it as neither as a Ladino word nor as any other word in any other language. And then later on, when we'll see how to contribute words and how to fix things in the dictionary, I'll show you that. But for now, I think for today's video as well, or for this video, I think that's enough. So you'll see how can you use it when you're reading some text, and how can you use this part of the dictionary when you would like to write something, okay? So what I do when I want to send an email, for example, to this group of the Ladino Comunità, which I, again, just would like to recommend, and I will link to it. So what I do, I type in my whole email here, and it helps me write much better than I would write without it. Obviously, even this way, I make mistakes because some words I don't know, some words I don't use correctly, but that's fine. I think my Ladino is way better because of this. Well, let's put it other ways, less bad, okay? But no, I really, I think with the help of this dictionary, I think I managed to reduce some work from the people who maintain this the mailing list, who are checking actually every email we are sending and correcting them. So I hope that it also helps them a little bit this way. So thank you for watching, and remember, if you'd like to continue watching these videos and you would like to get notified, and like the video and follow the channel, and hope to see you in the next video soon about Kantoniko and maybe other topics that I'm going to cover here. Bye.